Our games, and I'm here today for a special live play, one that brings me joy and a little bit of sadness because no one but me has the three promo realms right now. We have three new promo realms. We have a Feast for Odin, Honeybuzz, and Smitten, and they haven't arrived yet. They're going to arrive in a few weeks at our fulfillment centers, and at that point, we will start selling them. But I've been wanting to show you how these realms work. So that is what today's live play is going to be about. I'm going to play a round of Rolling Realms, and because you don't have these realms, you are still welcome to play along. Choose three realms, use the dice that I'm going to roll, and play along. But most importantly, I want to show you how these three realms work. So let's start out with a Feast for Odin. So actually, I should have set this up a little bit better so I can read the text as I'm showing it to you. So let me do that. I'll pull out one card from each of these promo packs so that I can see what they're all about. There we go. All right, let's start with a Feast for Odin. So a Feast for Odin reads, hopefully I can get that to focus a little bit, it says use a number to fill in an unused shape on one island. So we have these three islands. You'll mark the shape as used. So this is a little bit different than tapestry. Once you use a shape, you've used it permanently. Or you can use a 6 for any shape. And if you use a 6, you don't have to mark it as used. So 6 has the ultimate flexibility in this realm. You can rotate or flip these shapes, and then you'll gain benefits from filled squares. So you're just trying to fill in these islands, just like in a Feast for Odin. You're trying to use shapes to fill in islands. You'll score stars when filling each indicated square and 1 star per completed island. So I'm trying to complete the islands for stars, and I'll also score a star when filling each indicated square. So there are certain islands that have stars on them. You can see there are the stars. So that is a Feast for Odin. The next realm, let's do Honeybuzz next. Honeybuzz. There we go. So in Honeybuzz, you'll mark a number. Do not gain an instant benefit. So you'll mark a number, and we're just telling you, don't gain any benefit yet. When all numbers surrounding a honey hex are marked, gain all benefits adjacent to that honey hex. So for example, there's a honey hex. Let's see if I can put it here. This one right there. So whenever I have crossed off the 3 numbers around it, I gain all benefits around it, which include a star and a coin. And so some of those benefits are multiplicative because I can later complete another honey hex, and that honey hex might be adjacent to one of those benefits that I've already activated essentially. I'll gain, and all the stars that you gain will come from the things that you're crossing off, completing honey hexes. That is Honeybuzz. Last, we have Smitten. This is the new Stonemeyer game, Smitten. So here's Smitten. So we have these 2 grids of 3x3 cards, just like in the game Smitten. So you'll fill in a card in either grid with a number. Then you may write the sum of both rolled dice in a card in the other grid. Okay, so say right now I have a 4 and a 2 rolled right here. So I could write a 4 in one of these spaces, and then in the other grid, I'll write the sum of those 2 rolled dice. I'll write the 6. And crucially, within each grid, no numbers may repeat. Gain a benefit when completing all cards sharing an intersection. So if I complete, so say this one up here. So if I write a number there and there, this intersection is completed, and I will gain a pumpkin. All right, let's jump in and give these a try so you can see how they work. First roll here. And again, feel free to play along live with realms that you have if you'd like, or you can just watch. Sorry, that was a 4. I just messed that up. 4. Where's the 4? 4 and a 1. A 4 and a 1. So let's give each of these a try so I can show you how they work. The 4. One of the fun things I think of Feast for Odin is that each of the numbers has a few different shapes there. So I can choose one of those shapes associated with 4. So let's do that. Let's use one of those shapes to try to get some early resources. And I can flip and rotate, so I can get a bunch of stuff right away with this one. So let's use that shape to fill in this and I'll get, I think that was a star. Oh, let's see. So I'll get it first. I'll get the coin, a pumpkin, and I'll get a star right away too. Right away, first turn. Look at all that stuff. Get that right there. So I've now used that shape. I've put it in there. The only way I can use that shape again is if I use a 6. I also have a 1 now, and I have a coin. So let's use the 1, I think, in fact, we'll use everything on this first turn. Let's use a 1 in Honey Buzz, maybe? We'll put the 1 right here. There are only 2 1s in Honey Buzz, so cross off that 1. So I don't gain anything right away. Nothing gained yet. I need to start completing those honey hexes before I gain anything. Come on, focus. There we go. And last, in Smitten, let's create a 1-value die to use it in Smitten. And again, I might go after early coins, maybe. So we'll put it, let's put it right here. I'll put a 1 there. And then I need to look at the sum of both dice, which is a 5, and I'll write that number in the other grid. So we'll put a 5 right here. So see how that worked? I put a 1 because I created a die using a coin. Come on, focus. Well, you can see the numbers at least. There's the 1, and then I put the sum in the other grid. I can't repeat numbers within either grid. Okay, turn 2. Now that we know how those work. Pair of 6s. That's fun. 6s are really good in a Feast for Odin. I can fill in a lot of stuff with a 6. And I can get a rare 12 in Smitten, which will be, that's fantastic to get that in Smitten. In fact, if I get 2 hearts, I could duplicate that, which would be even better. I don't know if I can do that. There are two 6s in Honey Buzz as well. I like this 6 over here. So maybe I'll go with that one. We'll see. We'll come back to Honey Buzz. Let's do a Feast for Odin first. I can put any shape over here and choose the shape that I want. You know, I can put a big chunky... So this is a great thing about the 6. I can use a shape and I don't have to cross it off. I can reuse it later. So I'm going to gain a pumpkin, a heart, a coin, and a star by filling in these spaces with one of the 5 number shapes up there. But because I'm using a 6, I don't have to cross it off. So far, so good with a Feast for Odin. Let's also do it in Smitten. In Smitten, I'll put a 6. We'll put it right here. And so since I've written a 6 there, this intersection is complete. So this intersection between those 2 cards right there, that intersection is complete, and I gain a coin. And now I look at the sum of the dice, a 12, and I get to put the 12 in the other grid, which is even more stuff. I love getting more stuff here. Adjacency doesn't matter. I can put it anywhere, but I probably want to put it next to the 5 so I can start getting more resources. We'll put it up here. Put the 12 right there. I get another coin. Now I have all these coins to use. I might as well use them in Honey Buzz. You know, let's keep surrounding this one honey hex right there. Again, I don't get anything right away, but I'm close if I get a 2 on my next turn to fill out that realm. George says he's looking forward to playing these realms someday. I am too, Jordan. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on them. We are hoping that they will arrive in our fulfillment centers in about a week. Hopefully a week. Might be a little bit longer than that. It probably will be a little bit longer than that, in fact, based on port, unless we get really lucky. Here's a 1 and a 6. A 1 and a 6. So these add up to 7, so I could copy one of them with the use of 2 coins. But again, a 6 is great in a Feast for Odin. 1 is no longer good in Honey Buzz, but I kind of want the 2 anywhere there. And I can, I don't want the 1 in Smitten, or I don't want the 1 in this grid in Smitten. Let's use the 6 again in a Feast for Odin to cover a lot of ground here early on. Let's put it, where do I want to put it? You know, just to complete an island, just to do it. Let's use the 6 as a 3. This will give us a pumpkin and a coin right here, right there, right there. And whenever you get 1 star per completed island, so that is another star right there. So that was the 6. The 1, can't use in Honeybuzz, but that's okay. I'll use the 1 in Smitten, and I can't use it in the grid that I've already used a 1 in, so I'll use it in the other grid. We'll put it right, just so we have, let's put it there to get a heart. And finally, I have 2 coins that I'll use to create a 2-value die over here in Honeybuzz, and we can see what happens. So Honeybuzz, I just completed, here I'll put a little circle on it. I just completed this honey hex right there. You can see that honey hex. There we go. And so I gain all the benefits around that honey hex, which is a coin, 2 coins really, 2 coins, a pumpkin, and a heart. That feels so good, just like Honeybuzz. 2 coins, a heart, and a pumpkin. No stars yet from Honeybuzz. I need to work on that. I haven't played these realms in a while, so this is, I have no strategy here. I am just explaining them and trying to remember how they work. Another 1 and a 6. So many 6s. So I think I need to use the 6 in Smitten, or create another number to use over there, and maybe use a 1 in a Feast for Odin. But I do love that 6, and I could actually create... Okay, let's do some duplication, I think. How do I want to do this? I'd love to use another 6 in a Feast for Odin. I can use 2 coins because they add up to 7 again. I could copy one of them. But I know that I have to use the 6 in Smitten because I can't use a 1 there. So let's start out with that. We'll use a 6 in Smitten. And we'll put it right here. I guess I could create a number there instead. We'll use the 6. That completes an intersection that gives me a coin. Hopefully I didn't forget to take that star from Smitten. I cannot remember if I should have taken that. I already have 1, or that heart. I don't think so, but it is possible. So that's the 6. I now need to put a 7 in the other grid here. I won't forget to take this star. There's a star. Good for Smitten. That was the 6. I can't use a 1 in Honeybuzz, but I could use a 1 in a Feast for Odin. So let's do it. Let's use the 1. Let's just put it right here. We'll use a 1 right there and get a star. Doing well in a Feast for Odin. And then finally, we haven't done anything in Honeybuzz, so I could copy a 6 to use over there. I kind of like that. Yeah. Let's copy a 6 and put it right here, I think. Okay, turn 5. Turn 5. A 4 and a 1. Not loving these 1s. Because I can't use them in Smitten. I can't use them in Honeybuzz. So I have to use the 4 in one of these two. There's only 1 4 in Honeybuzz. So let's get it out of the way. It's a crucial 4. It has 2 stars next to it. We'll put that 4 right there. The 1 we'll go ahead and use in a Feast for Odin again. And... oh no, I can't use it there because I've already used the only 1 I can put there. Ooh, that's tricky. So I need to manipulate that 1 up to a 2. Feast for Odin is getting tight then. Okay, so I'll use it as a 2. So I need to be really careful here about planning out the rest of this. How do we do that? I want a 3 there. Oh man, this is harder than I thought. Okay, let's put it right. I don't know. It's rather difficult to plan ahead for this because I don't know what numbers I'm going to get later. I need to kind of bet on... let's get pumpkins. Let's just say that we're going to need some pumpkins, and we'll put it right there. So that's the 2. That gives me a pumpkin. And now in Smitten, I think I also need to use... oh no, I haven't... in Smitten, I don't have any numbers left to use yet, so I can't manipulate it with a pumpkin. Instead, I will just create a 2-value number, and I'll put it in this realm right here. I'll put it right there to get another pumpkin. And the sum of these is 5, so I'll put it in this grid over here. How do I have... Oh, no. I think I messed up. I should not have more numbers in this realm than... or that grid than that grid. What did I do here? I believe it was on... Oh, man. Is anyone watching to help me remember this? So I need to... Right now I need to put a 5 in this other grid, but I forgot to put the sum of one of these numbers. That was the 6, the 12. The 1 and the 6... Oh, I think I owe a 7 for the other realm. Yes, I need a 7 over... No, shouldn't be a 7. Because that was for the 6s. Put the 6 and the 7. I should have... I don't know what I should have there. So the 4, that was the 5. I put... So this is the 5. Sorry, I know this is riveting right now, but I want to figure this out. 5... after I put the 1 here. For this turn, I put the 6 here and the 12 here. For this one, I put the 6. I bet that was this 6 and that 7. And then this turn, I put this 1. Oh, and I couldn't write the 7. Okay, I couldn't put the 7 over here after I put that 1. Got it. Got it. Okay, but now it's okay. I'm back to putting a 5 over here. Okay, so yeah, so you're not required to write the sum. It's to your advantage to do so, but you're not required to do so. Let's put that 5 right there. Okay, sorry about that. Turn 6. Turn 6 is a 2 and a 1. 2 and a 1. 2 numbers that are almost useless at this point for me. I know I can use the 2 here. So we'll put a 2 right... I need to get these stars, so I think I need to put it in the... I'll put it right there. I'll put the 2 right there. I get a pumpkin. I have to write a 3 on this side. We'll go for more pumpkins, maybe? Probably. 3. We'll go there. I get another pumpkin. I haven't used the 1 yet because I can't use it, but I can manipulate it a little bit. Oh, here. I'll use 3 hearts to copy the 2 and use it here in Honeybuzz. So Honeybuzz is covered. Now I need to get this. I need to use 4 pumpkins to convert the 1 up to a 3 and use it in a feast for Odin. And I'll use this 3 right there to get that. That gives me another star for completing an island and a heart. Okay, we really are becoming roll dependent here. Hopefully our final 3 rolls can be good and not 1s, anything but 1. A 6 and a 4, that's much better. 6 and a 4. We know 4 won't work in Honeybuzz. So I kind of want to use the 6 there if possible. And 6, actually 4 is great for Smitten. Yeah, because we don't have a 4 or a 10 over here. I would love to get another coin, but I don't think that's possible. So another heart we'll have to do. Let's put the 4 right there. We get a heart. 4 plus 6 is 10. So I'll put the 10 over here in this other grid, probably get another resource. Yeah, we'll put the 10 right there and get a pumpkin. And now we need to use the 6 somewhere. Oh, I wish I could use the 6 in a Feast for Odin again, but I think I need to use it in Honeybuzz. Here is the 6 right there. I'm close to finishing a few more of these honey hexes, but not yet. And now I could copy the 6. That's what I wanted to do. I'm going to copy that 6 to use it over in a Feast for Odin. And where do I want to put it? I need to fill in. So here's the, let's see if you can think through the spatial puzzle as I'm also puzzling through it. There's the spatial puzzle. I need to fit. So 6 I can use any shape without marking it off. Hey, Carol popped in. He says, I came in a bit late, but it's great to finally see these new realms in action. I totally agree, Carol. I think this is the This is the last batch that Carol didn't work on, but Carol is very involved with the creation of these realms now. Carol's our lead designer for Promo Realms, and it's been a pleasure to work with Carol on them. Chris is popping in too. He says, so excited for the new realms. Rolling Realms is a favorite in our house. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the new spread when it arrives in a few days, a few weeks, I hope. So what shape do I want? And I could use the shape that I've already filled in. That actually could be helpful here. Maybe I should do a shape that I've already filled in. Is there any effective way to do this? Okay, it is possible. I'll use a 3 right here. This is the 6 that I'm using to do this. That'll give me a heart. And that way, if I roll a 5, I can finish off a Feast for Odin. So let's roll a 5 right now on turn 8 to make it happen. There's a 5. Hey, a 5 and a 1. So I can finish off a Feast for Odin using this 5 shape, which I did use before, but I used it using a 6, so I didn't have to cross it off. So I will get a coin and a heart, and I will get my last star from a Feast for Odin. That was awesome. A coin and a heart, I said. Now I have a 1 to use. Neither 1 nor 6 work in Smitten, so I'm going to need to manipulate at least a little bit to make anything happen in Smitten. Honey Buzz. What can I do with Honey Buzz? Because I really need another heart so I can copy that 5. Because that 5 is fantastic, at least for Honey Buzz. But I can't copy the 5, so I need to get a heart. To get that heart, I need to write down a 2. Oh, I can't do that either. I don't have enough coins. So I think I cannot use this 1 anywhere. So I'm just going to get a resource from it. And that will actually help me significantly once I do that. So let's get a resource of 3 maybe? Or a coin so I can make a 3. Or do I want to go over here and get a 3 for over here? What I really want is a heart. So let's get the resource I'll say is a heart. I will spend these 3 hearts to copy this 5. And that 5 will help me out over here in Honey Buzz. I guess it's not really necessarily going to complete anything, but it will get me closer to completion. I'll put it right there. All right, final turn. I don't know what I need anymore. A 6 and a 3. So at least I don't have to worry about a Feast for Odin. A 3 is great in Honey Buzz. 6 is not good for Smitten. But that's okay. Because I'm going to use that 3. Am I going to use that 3? Because the 3 helps me out so much here. Let's see if that'll get me places. I'm going to use the 3 right here. Because that completes this Honey Hex. That gives me a coin and a star. It also completes this Honey Hex, which gives me 2 stars, a coin, a pumpkin, and a heart. Gives me 1 of everything. And that might be enough for me to actually use this 6 over in Smitten. Yeah, I think I can I manipulate that up? Oh, I can just make a 4. Okay, I'll just make a 4 and put it right here, and then I'll put a 9 over here. So I'll make a 4 and put it right there in the middle, which completes 2 stars. I wish I could complete the grid. I'm going to fall short in terms of points on Smitten, but that's okay. And then I need to write a 9 in the other grid, and the 9 is definitely going right here, which completes another star, gets another star. And I haven't actually used the 6 yet. So, oh, but I can't quite, if I had enough pumpkins, I'm close on pumpkins, but not quite to be able to use if I had 1 more pumpkin, I could get it down to a 4 and reuse this realm, but I'm not there. So I'm going to fall a little short there. But still, had a lot of fun here. I'll show you what the final status of these realms is. This was a really fun puzzle. I'm really happy with how these realms turned out. If I recall correctly, I believe Paul, did Paul design? Yeah, Paul designed Honey Buzz and also designed this, not this realm, the Honey Buzz realm. Sorry, that was not a good image. There's the Honey Buzz realm that Paul Solomon, my disc golf friend here in St. Louis and designer of Honey Buzz, he designed this realm. Great job with that, Paul. That was a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure that I designed the Smitten realm, as far as I can recall. Smitten is going to be my own design. And then a Feast for Odin. This was designed, I believe, by Bastion, who we work with No, Inga. It was designed by Inga. That's awesome. Inga is one of our lead proofreaders, and she handles a lot of the translations of our games for Forland, our German partner. Inga did a great job with this. I had a lot of fun with that. I can't wait to share these with you in a few weeks. Just to recap, we have these arriving in the near future, and when they arrive, I will announce them via the Stonemaier Games Facebook page. I'll put them here on Rolling Realms, e-newsletters, all that stuff. Should be in a week or so. You can get these promos from our web store so you can play along. Tomorrow I'll be back for another live play, and Friday as well, Friday morning, tomorrow afternoon and Friday morning, to play 3 realms that you probably already have instead of 3 that you don't have yet. But thank you for joining me for today's special episode. Take care. Bye. 12, 12.5.